By virtue of the authority conferred upon me as Vice-Chancellor, I constitute this gathering a congregation of the University of Cape Town.
Please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem. Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to invite Tato Malomane, Vice President of the SRC, to read the university dedication.
Good evening to the House at large. At this time of celebration, we, the members of University of Cape Town, reaffirm our mission. Our mission is to nurture the rationale and creative thought and free inquiry, to strive for excellence in teaching and research, to educate for life, to address the challenges of our society. We undertake the advances and ideals in spirit of freedom and responsibility, and through consultation and debate. We celebrate our founders and benefactors and predecessors, those who have built and fabricated and nourished the values of UCT. Those who will graduate today, we encourage wisdom and purpose. And those who will leave the university to learn and work elsewhere, may we be sustained by those values which unite us today and advance them in the world and beyond. A love of truth, of learning, of this, our university.
You may be seated. We are delighted to invite opera student Sipokasi Molteno George to perform at today's ceremony.
Mi fa guidar, ma se mi toccano dove il mio debole sarò una vipera sarò, e 100 trappole prima di cedere farò giocar, i 100 trappole giocare. Io sono docile, sono obbediente, mi lascio reggere, mi fa guidare. Ma se mi toccano dove mio debole, sarò una bevera, sarò, e 100 trappole prima di ceder, farò giocar, e 100 trappole prima di ceder. Farò giocar, e 100 trappole prima di cedere. E 100 trappole farò giocar, e 100 trappole farò giocar, e 100 trappole farò giocar, farò giocar,
Ladies and gentlemen, let the news be out. Maria Callas has reincarnated in Africa. Well done. The vibrant South African College of Music is a jewel in the crown of the University of Cape Town and at the forefront of music making in South Africa and internationally. The procession was led by Sky Dadla and Black Roots Marimbas. The national anthem was accompanied on the organ by Alexios Pikatos. Ian Bodma accompanied Sipokasi in this absolutely amazing version of Una voce poco fa from The Barber of Seville by Rossini. Thank you, guys. Fantastic work. Good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. We seem to have started in a very high note, so the evening is promising already. This is a joint graduation of the Faculty of Engineering and a Built Environment and of the Faculty of Sciences. Allow me to welcome all of you again, particularly our graduates and the parents, grandparents, lovers, spouses, uncles and aunts, and everybody who has paid the fees of UCT to this graduation. I would like also to welcome the party on the platform who have bear the responsibility of getting these scientists and engineers in all these varieties to this stage. So thank you guys, welcome to all of you. To our special invitees for tonight, also welcome. Graduations are very special occasions for all of us. They repeat year after year, and in the cyclic capacity are a reminder of all of us at the university of why is it that we are here. I always say that the day I stop there in a procession and I don't have a lump in my throat before entering the hall, I will give up my career. But I'm still standing. I'm very happy to be here with you. Enjoy today. This is a culmination of work, hope, difficulties that you have overcome, and it is a moment for all of us to renew our hope of you, our goodwill, our vocation to educate new and more generations of young people in this country, and it is a culmination and a demonstration of our share in your achievement and our hope for your success as graduates of this institution. We are very proud of all of you, and we are really happy to have you here. Thank you very much. Vice Chancellor, the university's Distinguished Teacher Award is given only once to an individual, and it is recognizing the teaching at any or at all levels by a member of the faculty who has made a significant and lasting impression on students. It acknowledges the primary place of teaching and learning in the work of the university, and it marks sustained excellence in teaching. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you for a Distinguished Teacher Award for 2017, Gregor Lee, Senior Lecturer in the Department of Physics. As you can see, Vice Chancellor, Gregor Lee enjoys legendary status among the literally thousands of first-year engineering students whom he has taught during UCT's career spanning 20 years. According to his head of department, I doubt, he says, that there has been such a sustained intervention by a single lecturer in the history of modern UCT. The senior lecturer in physics says that more than any other role, teaching defines who I am. Rather than the imposition of any particular content, Gregor described his mission as the awakening and development of cognitive skills, as is reflected in his teaching of explicit problem-solving strategies and also the importance that he places on matters of the meta-curriculum. Mr. Lee's physics lectures are highly interactive, compact performances strung with perfectly timed and engaged demonstrations of physical phenomena that, rumor has it, have been performed sometimes at some danger of his own well-being. According to one colleague, the life and times of Gregor Lee serve as a case study in what can be achieved through a love of your discipline, a love of teaching, mutual respect between instructor and students, and raw stamina. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to invite you to grant the Distinguished Teacher Award for 2017 to Gregor Lee. Vice Chancellor, election to fellowship is a singular honor recognizing original and significant contributions to knowledge. I have the honor to present to you for a fellowship for the university, Aubrey Mainza, professor in the Department of Chemical Engineering. Vice Chancellor, Professor Mainza has made his mark in the field of minerals processing, in particular, focusing on grinding and classification. The extraction of valuable minerals from ore bodies is an energy-intensive process. In particular, grinding for these materials can consume large amounts of energy, and fundamental insights in these processes will result in significant energy savings. Aubrey Mainza has focused his research on understanding the particular flow of particles and slurry in the mills due to the impact this has on both throughput and grinding efficiencies in the mills. Professor Mainza and his co-workers generated data for the motion of particles in a tumbling mill using positron emission and particle tracking technology, and used this data to prove the validity of the current models used to describe slurry transport, in particular in the range of high solid contents. The novel description of the slurry flow represents a significant improvement in understanding flow behavior in different types of mills and has led to identifying key adjustments that can be made to improve energy utilization in these devices. Aubrey Mainza has also contributed significantly to the development and description of hydrocyclones, which are important devices in the separation of coarse and fine particles in the mining flow sheet. He has contributed to the area of classification by developing models for use in design and optimization of hydrocyclones. Studying the circuit comprising milling and classification as an integrated process has resulted in significant energy savings and also improvement of many process plants that Professor Mainza and his co-workers have been involved in. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to invite you to award a fellowship of the university to Professor Aubrey Mainza. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you for a fellowship of the university, Michael Edward Meadows, professor in the Department of Environmental and Geographical Science. Vice Chancellor, Professor Meadows' research on the quaternary paleoenvironments of Southern Africa has made significant contributions to an understanding of the changing climate and associated environmental conditions in the region. He is internationally recognized for his research based on the paleoecological analysis of wetland sediment cores across Southern Africa, extending northward to Malawi and including Botswana and Namibia, in addition to South Africa. His research is frequently cited and forms a key body of work that has progressively resolved the nature and scale of environmental changes in the region over the last glacial, interglacial cycle. In all, Meadows has published more than 160 peer-reviewed journal articles and book chapters that cover a wide range of subjects within the broader discipline of physical geography. In recent years, Meadows has played an important role in stimulating and facilitating international researchers to work in Southern Africa. These efforts have added very substantially to the range of approaches and level of expertise in the quaternary research community. On a broader scale, Meadows' work is of global importance and is in contribution to our understanding of longer-term climate dynamics. Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to invite you to award a fellowship of the university to Michael Meadows. We have quite a stellar evening. Now, I have the pleasure to introduce our guest speaker for tonight, Annette Campbell-White. Annette Campbell-White served as founder and senior managing partner of MedVenture Associates, a biomedical venture capital firm from 1986 until her retirement in December 2015. She is an accomplished executive venture capitalist with a proven track record of outstanding leadership and extensive experience as a founding or lead investor into successful companies creating groundbreaking biomedical technologies. As senior managing partner, Ms. Campbell-White initiated and led MedVenture investments in emerging biomedical technologies, resulting in nearly 30 IPOs and acquisitions of more than $100 million in value. Ms. Campbell-White gained great success leveraging her biomedical and risk assessment experience in selecting companies for early stage funding. The pioneering technologies from these companies include the first off-finger stick glucose blood testing monitor, the first cervical disc implant, and the first digital hearing aid. At least 3 of the companies selected by Ms. Campbell-White, TerraSense, ArthroCare, and Insulet, ultimately became independently worth over $1 billion. Ms. Campbell-White served as a board member for more than 30 emerging companies, where she was a leading decision maker in the selection and performance evaluation of the company's corporate executive management and spearheaded committees in business development and strategy, finance, and corporate governance. Her board service continued with 5 of the invested companies that carry out successful IPOs, where she was a board member for varying periods of up to 10 years, including selected experience with audit and compensation committees. Widely recognized as a pioneer for women in a male-dominated world of venture capital investment, Ms. Campbell-White was the first biotechnology analyst on Wall Street and the first female partner at Granberg & Quist, a leading international banking firm. She founded Granberg & Quist Healthcare Conference in 1983, which later became the JP Morgan Healthcare Conference that continues as the largest and most prestigious healthcare investment conference in the world. She was also a key player in the IPO of Genentech, one of the world's largest biotechnology firms. Ms. Campbell-White has received prominent recognition for her business achievement, including being named on Forbes' Midas list from 2005 to 2007. She has been featured in the Wall Street Journal, Forbes, and San Francisco Chronicle, along with speaking engagements at top industry conferences and universities around the world. All of these achievements have been possible also because she is a graduate of the University of Cape Town. She serves at the board of directors of Fieldrail Medication Management. Amongst her earlier positions, she was an economist at the Stanford Research Institute. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering and a Master of Science in Physical Chemistry from the University of Cape Town in South Africa, and she now lives in California with her husband. Please help me welcome our new guest speaker.
Greetings. You know, if I'd known you were going to read the whole thing, I would have truncated it before I sent it to you. Well, I must say this hall looks a little smaller than I remembered, but it's been a long time. Before I begin, I want to say to all of you graduates here today, congratulations on reaching this very big milestone in your career. Wherever you go next, nobody will be able to take away from you the gift of education that you've received from this great university. Be proud of the achievement. Education, the gift of education is priceless. An engineering degree, I believe, equips you for almost anything that you might want to do as a career in the future. Above all, I think that the courses you completed and the tutorials and the late nights that you've gone through in the last several years have instilled in you the intangible gift, as you'll discover, of disciplined thinking. You may never use most of what you've learned here at UCT, but you have learned how to think. And that is the greatest gift of all. So from my point of view, it's rather surreal to realize it was exactly 50 years ago when I sat in this hall to receive my own BSc Chem Eng. In those days, the Chancellor was Harry Oppenheimer. And here's a brief synopsis of what happened next to me. When I graduated, I was 21 years old. I was incredibly naive. I had no idea what I was going to do with my life after graduation. I had no fixed ambition, other than this vague notion that perhaps I might be a university professor. But I knew I had to decide quickly because I was going to have to earn my living. I started a PhD project at CSIR in Pretoria, and decided in the end to write it up as a master's thesis. That's why I don't have a red gown today. But after that, I was at such a dead end, and I had to confront the fact that I had to find a job because I realized I wasn't material for a university career. So in my case, I actually left South Africa because in the end, I couldn't find work here. It seemed as if nobody really wanted to hire me because in those days, although I had a degree in chemical engineering, I was a young woman, and this was a time when young women, as a rule, didn't really study engineering, and I'm thankful that this is no longer the case. So much has changed in my lifetime. So I left. I went first to England, and after working in London for some years, you've heard all the rest, and I had a long career in investment banking and venture capital, from which I've recently retired. So in my own career, I learned by experience. And I think on reflection, when you're young, you have to learn by experience because my experience tells me that nobody can tell you what to do when you're young. But I hope that today I'll leave you with a few helpful thoughts that perhaps can carry you into the future. The first of these is don't be afraid to try something new or to apply for a position that perhaps you might think you're not qualified for. I ended up in business and finance, and I never had any business training. Secondly, be very flexible in your approach to your career. Changing your mind about what you want to do or taking a different path is totally acceptable. And here's another lesson that I learned along the way. Failure is okay, as long as you learn from the experience. Not trying is not okay. My personal maxim as I went along was I could always take a step back down the ladder if something that I was trying to do didn't work out. So obviously, after a career of over 30 years in Silicon Valley, I'm a big fan of entrepreneurship. But despite what you read about the fortunes being made every day in Silicon Valley, the fact of the matter is that most new ventures fail. It's because you read about in the press all the time about the companies that succeed. You don't hear about the 90% of companies that don't work out. And this leads to a very clear message. Try your best, but remember, if that doesn't work out, you could change to something that pleases you more, and this is all right. Work must be something you look forward to every day because life is very short. And now I want to talk to you about change. You won't know until you look back how much things will change in your lifetime. For instance, my own grandparents were born before the motor car, and they died in the age of jet travel. I grew up in an era when using a telephone and sending written letters through the mail were our principal means of long-distance communication. And now, with the advent of the internet and social media, we live in a global arena with all of the good and the bad that global and instant and somewhat unfettered communication can bring. And I ask myself, what will you see and what will you do with the change that will come as you move along life's pathway? Nothing can prepare you for change, but our world has changed, and it's changing at an increasing speed. You have to be alert to recognize things that are changing in the world and be ready to respond. Change brings opportunity. As a result of the degree that's bestowed on each of you today, you now have the educational foundation where you can, in turn, help develop solutions for the problems that change inevitably throws up along the way. Probably the biggest change that you'll have to deal with in your lifetimes is already here in the form of climate change and its consequences. Climate change has always been part of the planet's history, but now scientists tell us that we humans are most likely the cause of those cataclysmic changes occurring in our environment, which we no longer can deny. Personally, I don't know what upsets me more, whether it's reading about beloved animal species that are daily vanishing, whether it's learning about the fouling of our oceans and consequently sea life with plastic, whether it's hearing about uncontrolled strip mining in equatorial Africa and South America. Clearly, I can go on. And owing to seemingly endless wars in some developing countries, humans are creating famine, water shortage, and devastation of the land. We're all pretty bad, I guess. So what can you do? Sitting here today, can you decide, be part of the problem or part of the solution? I think you know the answer. Already, individuals and corporations are tackling some of the problems, but more is needed. And here are a few examples that I think about where technology has demonstrated what can be done to restore the environment. Dead coral forests are being revived by enabling coral to grow on special frames that are buried among the dead and dying coral. We can produce fertilizers that don't endanger small animal and insect life. Meat substitutes are finally being produced. The consumers find tasty and fulfilling. In fact, in the Bay Area where I live, restaurants are now producing a meat substitute hamburger. They call it the Impossible Burger. I'm told it's quite tasty. Adoption of meat substitutes offers the dual promise of reducing our reliance on slaughtered animals for food and reducing the amount of methane gas in the atmosphere. Each of you, I'm sure, has some concern about climate change, but here's the message. You're needed because you're young, you have an engineering education, and I guess in this audience science as well, and you can impact the future in a positive way. You can and you must be part of the solution. Being part of the element that brings change also brings ethical responsibilities, and we're starting to learn that. It's a particular interest in the Bay Area from the current controversies about the impact of social media on our lives. The young inventors of social media didn't take into account as they pursued growth through business models that rely on using personal data in order to sell ever more advertising to finance their business. These have been business models with a fatal flaw, which perhaps was not recognized at the time, but is now fairly understood. Although even today, it seems that management and some of the technology giants are anxious to deny that issues exist. The acquisition of vast wealth at a young age does not create instant wisdom, but it does create ethical responsibilities to direct the change being brought about in society in a positive manner, and also to use wealth advisedly for the common good. In whatever you do going forward, remember that even that you might be the smallest cog in a large machine, you have a responsibility to do the right thing. Your task as young people entering the workplace or going on to further study is also going to be that of restoring ethical balance to the world of business. I do feel excited for all of you today, and I feel encouraged. What changes will you see? I can't imagine as you go out into the world to begin your own careers. How will you influence the world in a positive way? The mishandling of the planet in the last century leaves you with an unfortunate legacy, but the advance of technology means, I believe, that it's never too late. Every problem has a solution. You have a heavy responsibility. But as I look out, I see youth, I see optimism, and I feel encouraged that each of you will succeed in your own way, and I have no fear for the future of our world. And I hope that for each of you, when time has passed as it inexorably does, excuse me, you in turn will look back on your individual careers with quiet satisfaction in the knowledge that your education here at UCT was used to make a difference. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Campbell-White, for that inspiring message for our graduates. I mentioned in the pre-ceremony speak that UCT has managed to make its graduations a very interesting mixture of European tradition and African tradition. And one example of that is our Imbongi. And Imbongi is a composer and an orator of poems of praise. Imbongi offers critical commentary and narrative of the state of society through their easy bongo. Here, to offer a poem of praise, an umbongo, in honor of the graduates, their families, and teacher, is artist and UCT music graduate, Zange M.
Kabla wenu nete balachonila, kabla wenu nete balachona, kabla wenu nete balachonila, kabla wenu nete balachona, kabla wenu nete, oh, kabla wenu nete, oh, kabla wena unete, ayo kabla wenu nete. Lapho kinyange loMzantsi Afrika ngoba kudibene isizwe nenhlanga sizovuya sivuyisana ewe liqheqhezile labaneka ladlula abizo magama labizwa nelakho inili mvula yanela nawe wanguntsikelelo nonontsikelelo yiwuthe mpumelelo ihole nawe nompumelelo kuthi mathi ngqungqe ndompele ndityityimbe kanti bona abazali abaxhasi bemfundo yabo ngathi ndiyabona ezonyembe zizinqamla umbombo ngoba imfundo leyo ifuna iqhotshe ngenamntunja hayi makwethu nasincuba buchopho ninani mabela abhonxileyo uqhatsona lufezile kaloku Kama kukuni sinsululwazi, kama kukuni nozala, kama kukuni magqirha amakhulu. Amadenga wetyala, ndiwagawulanda warhuqa. Ndiwagawulanda warhuqa ndikumagaba ucusha umntu omlamba uthithima umsuthu umjobi. Ephume esenjenje, esenjenje ya. Yeah.
By virtue of the authority conferred upon me, I admit to the degree specified and grant the diploma specified to the candidates recorded as in absentia. I shall now grant the diplomas and admit to the degree specified the candidates to be presented to me.
Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you for the postgraduate diploma in property studies, Danilo Alessandro Bicari. Anna-Marie Fish. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Construction Studies, Michael Maynell Bunting. Charles Thomas Rumball. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Engineering in Chemical Engineering, Bonolo Bonokwane. Senzisihle Tabisile Bochelezi. Apollonia Anesu Charamba. Zandile K. Matutu. Anmar Peterson. Omishka Rangantan. Wiseman Shabane. In civil engineering, Bhavini Bhagwan. Craig Peter Flanagan. Suzanne Elaine Lambert. Michael Daniel Moore. Yanga Lazola Panchwa. Yashin Krishna Hari Ruman. In electrical engineering, Awetu Mdai. Pitori Justice Motswaneng. In electrical and computer engineering, Michael Brian Field. Zwivuya Mashau. Kamogelo Emmanuel Mpela. Yondela Nkwali. Kuziwa Nyasha Sachikonye. Charles Daniel Schleich. Azile Madoda Ludwe Silwana. Vutali Chikochi. In mechanical engineering, with first-class honors, Neil Munro Mackenzie. Kumo Tretwayo Mampuru. Sammy Joe Ditiro Matabata. Votivi Knowledge Mbombi. With honors, Ropafazo Ndlovo. Mutali Nepfumbada. Yasmin Osman. Matthew Barry van Blerk. Caleb van der Ros. Nomfundo Sibongile Velakazi. In mechanical and mechatronic engineering, Sanushin Mudli. In mechatronics, with honors, Oliver Funk. Adhir Jagti. Sean Pierre Leroux. Kyle Wesley McElroy. Matthew Pike. With honors, Adam Shame Rosendorf. Samuel David Voigt. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Property Studies, Nkobile Kudzai Zinyengere. For the degree of Bachelor of City Planning Honours, Derek Robert Robinson. For the degree of Bachelor of Science Honours in Construction Management, Shard Isaacs. For the degree of Bachelor of Science Honours in Material Science, Bokang Kabo. For the degree of Bachelor of Science Honours in Quantity Surveying, Bhuvanesh Shyamal Dosia. Sarah Ialu Shagwana Pandulo Ekondo. Mohammed Ridwan Morabi.
Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you, for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Zakia Abrams. Steffi Heidi Baumgart. Emmanuel Negosi Betemgektes. Ola Bilis Velosi. Amalia Louisa Dabro. Tanri Lucinda Delanga. Paige Taylor Donkin. William James Healy. Imran Hendricks. Sasha Carmen Holloway. Shelby Leila Lalbaskachni. Nomvuza Ruth Macha. Njabulo Clive Mnabe. Tiiso Faith Motabola. Nengwani Nedomut Balone. Nkateko Nolotando Ntimane. Birgit Antoinette Overneal. Michael Eric Page. Lilita Poche. Saipati Emily Rasanyalo. Fergus John Strangways Dixon. Sepolo Mesek Taiso. Begwans Irwin Timpaka. Ashley Alexandra van Wyk. Yamkelo van Venfolo. Dylan Luke Woodman. Wonga Colin Ngelelo. For the degree of Bachelor of Science Honours in Computer Science, Nina Benele Matsebula. In Statistics, Alungile Gnaza. For the postgraduate diploma in health management, Cleopatra Nomondo Mbambo. For the degree of Master of Philosophy in Biomedical Forensic Science, Chandra Longden Thurgood. Devon Michael Vincent. In Sport and Exercise Medicine, Thomas Frederick Swart. For the degree of Master of Public Health, with distinction in the dissertation, Bonolo Anita Pududu. In Health Systems, Chelsea Lee van Wyk. For the degree of Master of Science in Biomedical Engineering, with distinction in the dissertation, Jerry Sam. For the degree of Master of Science in Medicine in Human Genetics, Zintle Andile Knidi. medicine, Marlon Colin Fore. For the degree of Master of Laws in Intellectual Property Law, Azola Sipe Fuchane. In Marine and Environmental Law, Alicia Janice Moodley. In Private Law, with distinction, Laura Ann Wilson.
Vice-Chancellor, I have the honour to present to you, for the degree of Master of City and Regional Planning, Heather Hope Kirkby. For the degree of Master of Engineering in Civil Infrastructure Management and Maintenance, Grandeur Tofara Hove. Darison Mashanda. Myezo Poyo. In nuclear power, Cindy Allison Bass. Vernon William Phyllis. With distinction in the coursework component, Nasef Rylands. In structural engineering and materials, with distinction in the dissertation, Owen Stanley Davis. Cheryl Dawn Paulser. Benjamin Andreas Rockstro. In telecommunications, Evans Bartocho Kipchu. Wahao Simon Lesheza. In transport studies, Marlon Lloyd Buerta. In water quality engineering, Jordash Richard Fortune. With distinction in the coursework component, Marco Kritzinger. For the degree of Master of Geotechnical Engineering, Shayna Basun Dayal. Mukove Confidence Chilande. For the degree of Master of Philosophy in Civil Engineering, Shamiso Tingini Kumbirai. In Conservation of the Built Environment, Caroline Louise Hancock. In Engineering Education, with distinction, Williams Abayomi Awodela. In Engineering Management, Irfan Hamduleh. In Space Studies, Michael Binga Ogunboyi. In Transport Studies, Sheila Paulina Bosciello. In Urban Infrastructure Design and Management, Tamsin Philida Tokozile Farraga. Adele Hoskin. With distinction in the dissertation, Johanna Malan. Tiatu Daril Manenze. With distinction, Charlotte Rose Scott. For the degree of Master of Science in Engineering, in Chemical Engineering, God knows Kudzai Chiodza. With distinction, Lauren Mary DeCock. With distinction, Theophilus Chiratidzo Zingai. Lucia Zinza. Armand Stefan Geldenhuis. Kemi Olubunmi Jegede. Genevieve Elizabeth Harding. Rishokejwi Martha Manenje. With distinction. With distinction in the dissertation, Vainant Marquardt. Nobuhle Mpofu. Winful Jaconia Msipa. With distinction, Sitembiso Ntlabane. Mohammed Habib Parker. With distinction, Claire Josephine Rodseth. In civil engineering, with distinction in the dissertation, Alice Titus Bakera. With distinction, Nyasha Francesca Citate. Bokosi Raphael Nyoni. In electrical engineering, Mahmoud Akbari. Ezra Luke America. With distinction, Ashil Chiranjan. Pride Chiwaridzo. Shah Ali Faizan. With distinction, Tumelo Gabarane. Tinashe God knows Guatiringa. Mohammed Wasim Lorkhat. Sean Moore. With distinction, John Mushenya. With distinction, Himal Patel. Givashka Rampasad. Suba Singh. In Energy Studies, Richard Lamour. In Geomatics, Kehinda Hassan Babalola. Wayne Davison. In Geotechnical Engineering, Dercio Jose Pinto Shimjin. With distinction, Alita Nolochungu. With distinction, Stephen Paul Seymour. In Materials Engineering, with distinction, Nicholas Ignacio Cardenas. With distinction, Megan Statler. In Mechanical Engineering, with distinction, James Hayden Hepworth. With distinction in the dissertation, Kelsey Lee Hilton. Willem Louis Lagrange. Nilesh Maharaj. Keelan Moore. With distinction, Jeff Randall Rakes. Kashia Singh. With distinction, Lee Ann Velgemoot. In radar and electronic defense, with distinction, Johan Berger. In structural engineering and materials, with distinction, Haris Suawan. For the degree of Master of Science in Project Management, Moses Tinasha Chiropa. Nyasha Yvonne Mpemba. Mary Ndeshi Hafela Shimi. For the degree of Master of Science in Property Studies, Ross Warren Dyer. Lesedi Refilwe Khaka. With distinction in the dissertation, Peter Graham Mackenzie. Sandile Frederick Mtiane. Michael David Russell. With distinction in the dissertation, Bernard Janssen van Nieuwenhuizen. For the degree of Master of Urban Design, Sauda Asmal. Graham Peter Hurst. Sasha Celeste Vaughan.
Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you, for the degree of Master of Philosophy in Environment, Society and Sustainability, John Alfred Nyawali. Abby Roggenbuck. For the degree of Master of Science in Advanced Analytics, Raymond Tendai Napi. In Applied Mathematics, with distinction, Candace Amy Louise Rankin. In Applied Ocean Sciences in Operational Oceanography, Wade Matthew de Kock. Precious Tembumuzi Mahlalela. In archaeology, with distinction, Nomawetu Hlazo. Robin Angelique Humphreys. In biological sciences, Darren Scott Duplessis. Ira Esmond Maeve Maharaj. In biostatistics, Miguel Julio Rodo. In chemistry, Dylan Gifford. Diteboho Selena Ramarao. Laika Rylands. With distinction, Cody Williams. In climate change and development, Bishar Mohammed. Tyrone Kemelang. In computational science, Ju Young Kim. In computer science, with distinction, Jacob Hallam Clarkson. Brian Evan Davies. Morebodi Modise. In conservation biology, Rio Eloise Button. Sarah Ashley Cato. Shannon Marie DeBay. Caitlin Christine Kelly. Leunga Boikanya Lepeli. Colleen Elizabeth Lindberg. Phoebe Mottram. Martin van Beuningen. Tapiwa Godno Zimunya. In Environment, Society and Sustainability, Jessica Coral Druitt. In Environmental and Geographical Science, Tichuana Tavara Makunga. In Geochemistry, Manoka Marageni. Murray Scott. In Geology, with distinction, Yambi Renato Daniel Dennis. Melody Stephanie Finn. With distinction, Bianca Alexandra Harrison. Lysias Amapulo Nagonga. Frederick Wilhelm van Sale. Benjamin Anton Whitehead. In Information Technology, Kumbirai Chigudu. With distinction, Devendran Govender. Zachary Dillon Smith. In mathematics, Owolabi Yusuf. In molecular and cell biology, Regana Matt Jacobs. Tawanda Jonathan Nundu. Stephen Patrick O'Connor. Ashley Victoria Parker. In Ocean and Atmosphere Science, Dedrix Monyai Morake. In Operational Research, Rivalani Willie Hlongwane. In Physical Oceanography, Manare Caroline Sejeng. Shavina Sunasi Thakur. In Theoretical Physics, with distinction, Brent Andrew Harrison. With distinction, Jonathan Rayner. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Astronomy, for a thesis which uses optical data and analytical modeling to investigate the nature of the compact object, variability of the circumstellar disk, and the origin of high-energy emission in gamma-ray binary stars, Itumeleng Matuba Monageng. In Biological Sciences, for a thesis which describes the biology of the smoothhound shark and evaluates the role of the Longabaan Lagoon Marine Protected Area in the conservation of the species, Charlene De Silva. For a thesis which, through the application of stable isotope biogeochemistry, furthers our understanding of the trophic ecology of kelp forest ecosystems along the South African coastline, David Clifford Dyer. For a thesis which examines the social ecological dynamics of fire regimes and fire management in northeast Namibia, Glynis Joy Humphrey. For a thesis which quantifies the relationship between woody cover and bird distributions, and which uses this information to assess the impacts of bush encroachment on bird species diversity, Megan Lofty-Eaton. For a thesis that uses an integrative approach to discover extensive diversity and endemism among members of the red seaweed order Bangiales in South Africa and includes 2 new species, Mageshni Meshri Reddy. In botany, for a thesis which examines the floristic and biogeographical context of the bryophyte flora of Madagascar and the mechanism structuring bryophyte biodiversity along an elevational gradient in one of the world's biodiversity hotspots, Levana Manjari, Marlene. In chemistry, for a thesis which describes the encapsulation and characterization of iron porphyrins in metal organic frameworks and demonstrates their activity as peroxidation catalysts, Nicola Ann Dare. For a thesis which shows alternative small molecules as promising drug discovery leads towards the prevention and treatment of malaria and bilharzia, Godfrey Wabwile Mayoka. For a thesis which uses computer simulation to predict structural and transport properties of high-temperature alumosilicate slags and applies this information to develop artificial neural network models for the prediction of electrical conductivities of those systems, Letlo Hononolo Mongalo. For a thesis which demonstrates achievement of the physicochemical property enhancement of potent medicinal compounds via their conversion into alternative pharmaceutically accepted solid forms designed using a crystal engineering strategy, Terrace James Newland. For a thesis which examines the synthetic preparation, bioluminescent evaluation, and potential redox sensing applications of derivatives of the light-emitting molecule D-luciferin, Marwan Rylance. For a thesis which compares traditional preclinical pharmacokinetics with new techniques to improve drug discovery for malaria and tuberculosis, Natasha Stradom. In computer science, for a thesis which explores the gamification and intermediated mobile phone use between parents and their children to motivate tracking of personal fitness in Cape Town townships, Ntwa Andalwisia Katule. For a thesis that shows that the adoption of ICT4D frameworks derived from the collaboration of machine learning and human-computer interaction has huge potential for complementing available resources in the identification of depression among Nigerian university population, Blessing Onuya Ojeme. For a thesis which studies contemporary mobile and cloud computing architectures and develops tools that give ordinary people more awareness and control over what they store and share on their mobile devices and in the cloud, Thomas Oliver Reitmeier. In conservation biology, for a thesis which focuses on the birds of the Greater Gauteng area and which quantifies the relationship between birds and people and between birds and the poverty or wealth of the people with whom they coexist, Zinkfa Janju Wala. In environmental and geographical science, for a thesis which examines the response of Southern African vegetation to droughts in past and future climates, Shakiruddin Abumbola Lawal. For a thesis which seeks to strengthen the conceptualization of relationships between livelihoods and governance in order to highlight the manner in which governance processes and practices influence rural livelihoods, Nonhlanhla Philile Mbatha. In geochemistry, for a thesis which explains the coexistence of silica under and oversaturated rocks in the Detrau magmatic body in Transylvania by using oxygen and radiogenic isotope modeling, Agnes Audrey. In ocean and atmosphere science, for a thesis which uses a combination of observational data and high-resolution ocean modeling to uncover the southeast Madagascar bloom and to perceive the presence and importance of subsurface eddies in the South Indian Ocean, Ahmed Femi Dilmohamed. For a thesis which provides an observational and modeling understanding to theoretical sub-mesoscale flows in the upper ocean of the Southern Ocean, thus providing insight into the role of the ocean in global climate, Marcel David Duplessis. For a thesis which shows that mesoscale ocean dynamics and larval connectivity play important roles in the viability of Indian Ocean coral reefs threatened by climate change, Majombo Jarumani Gamoyo. For a thesis which advances knowledge and forecasting potential of Benguela Niños, oceanographic phenomena in the southeastern Atlantic, which is detrimental to the society of Angola, Namibia, and South Africa, as they affect fisheries and rainfall, Rodrigo Anicet Imbol Kawangwe. For a thesis that shows that changes in the upper ocean can influence the frequency of very intense tropical cyclones, as well as rainfall over southern Africa, Danija Morin. For For a thesis which resolves the physical mechanisms inducing ocean fertilization south of Madagascar and discovers the southwest Madagascar coastal current, which has significant implications in the Indian Ocean system, Hereniana Juliana Dani Ramanantsorwa. In physics, for a thesis which reports the first measurements above 25 MeV of the neutron production cross-sections of oxygen-18, which will inform the design of the neutron converter at the new radioactive ion beam facility at Itemba Labs National Facility, Pumlani Zipho Ngobo. For a thesis which uses numerical simulations of rotating drums to assess the validity of assumptions made for constitutive relations of rapid dense granular flow, Timothy Mark Povell. In statistical ecology, for a thesis which quantifies the effects of protected areas and climate change on the occupancy dynamics of common bird species in South Africa, Gregory Duncan Duckworth. In statistical sciences, for a thesis which focuses on the derivation and application of joint models for nonlinear longitudinal profiles in the presence of biased censoring and missing data, aimed at modeling gametocytemia in patients infected with malaria, Tenashi Daniel Chatora. For a thesis which optimizes an observation network of atmospheric monitoring sites across South Africa and presents the first city-scale Bayesian inversion solution for carbon dioxide fluxes from the Cape Town metropolitan area, Alicia Nicholas.
Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Chemical Engineering for a thesis which uses the life cycle sustainability assessment to investigate the next generation of energy infrastructure development in Africa. Pumlani Convict Masilela. In electrical engineering, for a thesis which separates electricity transmission losses into two components of unavoidable and avoidable losses, so that the costs of the losses can be allocated to suppliers and customers in a transparent and economically justifiable way. Adeyinka Victor Adebayo. In geomatics, for a thesis which shows how to create awareness about building integrated solar photovoltaic potential using a web-based spatial information system that can be queried to retrieve information about building solar energy potential in the city of Cape Town. Adedayo Kelvin Adeleke. in mechanical engineering for an investigation into the relative performance of various common flow metrics for the design of three-dimensional end wall contours for the rotor of a low-speed research turbine rotor. Jonathan Olaf Paul Berg.
Wonderful ceremony. Don't you agree? Fantastic, fantastic. So I'm sure you wonder what we do sitting here looking at graduates walking the stage. Well, we check the shoes, the earrings. This is our catch-up time for fashion. We don't buy magazines, we check them out during graduation time. So I can tell you the colors that are in, the earrings that are in, and the hairstyles as well. So thank you very much for updating us. We of course also listen to the praise poems. What do people say when their loved ones walk the stage? We get a sense of which provinces are well represented in the hall. I get a sense, well, I have to tell you that every graduation ceremony, if truth be told, ladies and gentlemen, they are always dominated by Limpopo. Always, always, always. I haven't done the proper count. I just listen to what people are saying. And I can only hear the praise singing from Limpopo, nothing else. I don't hear Namibia, I don't hear Swaziland, I don't hear Kenya. Maybe they're a little bit well behaved, and that's okay. All I can say is that it goes to Limpopo again. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Limpopo. Fantastic. Let me say thank you to Annette Campbell-White for your graduation speech. Thank you so much. It's always enlightening for our graduates to have someone who was in their position many years ago. And I couldn't believe when you said 50 years ago, my God, I thought, that's like I was still at primary school and you were here and you look so good, man. That's amazing. But thank you for the message that you shared with our graduates, particularly the idea of being able to work within a rapidly changing environment, that they have to learn how to cope in a changing environment. So in a way, what you learned here is important, but what it enables you to do in an uncertain environment that's rapidly changing is going to be important. And you've had it from experience, and we bring these alumni here to share with you, sort of as a way of reporting back to the community to say, well, I've been here where you are right now, and where I am, this is how it's going down, so get ready so that you can cope. So, ladies and gentlemen, join me in thanking Annette once again for the inspiring speech. Congratulations to Gregor Lee for a Distinguished Teacher Award. Gregor Lee, it was wonderful to see your students standing without being prompted to recognize your excellence in teaching. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for what you do for us. People think we are just good at research. Our teaching is not showed off often. So the assumption is that we don't care about teaching, we only care about research. But actually, we've got high-quality teaching going on here. And the way the applause went, it was just It was just telling about how people feel, your students feel about your teaching. So thank you very much and congratulations for the quality work that you've done. Congratulations to Professor Aubrey Mainza and Professor Michael Meadows, who are now members of the College of Fellows. And here's the thing, Aubrey and Michael, congratulations. You know, when you become a fellow, what it means is that you are now one of the elders of the university. You've just become an elder. So the responsibilities of being an elder are pretty simple. You see, in my culture, elders, we go to elders when things are tough, when we don't know what to do. We go to elders, we ask elders to tell us what to do, because the assumption is that elders have the wisdom. So the College of Fellows is a community of elders in terms of academics. So when things are tough, we go to them and say, please tell us, break it down for us. So you've just joined that group. Congratulations. We look forward to your guidance in the College of Fellows as we move ahead with our vision of the future. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in congratulating Aubrey and Michael. Congratulations to graduates in red. I always like thanking them specially. But of course, you know, we sit here. They have to sit and wait for everyone to go. We're looking at their faces. Sometimes they look like they're not happy, and we think, damn, you know, we hope they smile when they get here to us. And by the time they get to us, it's okay. But I have to thank you specially, because the PhD journey is a long journey and it's a lonely journey. Many people start it, some don't finish it because it's lonely and long. And here you are, you finished it, but you never walk it alone. When you have someone in the home doing a PhD, the whole house is doing a PhD. They hear about the PhD at breakfast, at lunch, and at dinner. When there's something to do, extra work, DIY, or whatever, the PhD pops up. So actually, if you are doing a PhD, you're safe. If there's something you don't want to do, and the work comes on the table, you just say, I have a chapter to write. And you tell them, this is my good week. I've got to write it this week. If I don't write it this week, it's gone. And of course, they let you go on and write your PhD. So as you get your PhD, it's not yours alone. You own it with the people who supported you through the journey. So congratulations to you, your supervisors, and members of your family on getting here to the red gown. Well done. Well, red gown or not, there's no doubt that all of you have done very well. However, you certainly didn't get here on your own. As brilliant as you are and as hard as you have worked, you got here through the love and support of the people, many of whom are in this room. Some of them gave birth to you. They raised you, they loved you, they put up with you through adolescence. They instilled in you their values of hard work, reaching for the stars, and never giving up. Your families, friends, and loved ones gave you so much support, both emotionally and materially, during your whole time while studying here at UCT. Some of them actually are sitting in this hall right now whilst you graduate, and they are broke because they paid for you. Some of them serious. Some of them took loans because you didn't qualify for NSFAS and there was nothing else they could do. They couldn't afford it. They went to the bank and signed for a loan. They're busy paying up a loan, so that, you know, that paid for your studies. Some of them bought a cheaper car. They bought a cheaper car so that they can give you a decent stipend every month. So you are here today, not only on your own, but with a lot of people who sacrificed a lot to get you here. Now, I want you to stand up, turn around, find members of your loved ones, your family, your friends, and wave your blue scroll to them as a sign of appreciation for the support that they granted you through your journey at UCT. Wonderful, wonderful. Don't sit down yet. Keep standing, keep standing, keep standing, keep standing, keep standing, keep standing. Okay, all right. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. The blue looks beautiful. Okay, right. Now, as much as the people, your members of your family, spouses, friends, loved ones supported you that much, you wouldn't be here if the people on stage didn't do their jobs. These are the people who prepared the lectures, they prepared the exams, they marked your assignments, the bad ones and the good ones. Let me tell you what they did. Right, here's what they did. Even when you were nasty to them, they came back to class the following day. And the following day, and the following day, and look at you now. So please show some love to the academics on stage by waving the blue cross to them. I always count minutes, seconds when people do that. When I ask you to do that, I check the seconds, how long it takes you. The applaud to the academics is always shorter. I wonder why. I wonder why. Ladies and gentlemen, you are graduating. If you are grumpy, please let it go. Like, let it go. Okay, can you do it properly? Show some love. That's beautiful. Beautiful. I like the way they're moving. Fantastic. Keep standing, keep standing. Now, I want you to keep standing in honor of all of our professional admin and support staff members who house, feed, all of you, and maintain our university campus so that all of us can get on with our academic work whose outputs we are celebrating tonight. There are also staff members who have worked very hard to ensure that this wonderful occasion proceeds smoothly, and I want you to wave, take it to the fore, up for them, because some of them are not here in the hall, but let's just thank them in absentia for the support that they give us to get on with the academic project. Fantastic. Thank you for joining in that applause. Thank you. You may be seated. Well, this day signifies a new beginning for each and every one of you. In addition to earning the diplomas and degrees conferred upon you tonight, you've also earned the right to be associated with a very special group of people. You can now call yourself an alumni of the University of Cape Town. I thought you would applaud and back loud. Well, maybe you don't realize this. Maybe you might still be grumpy with us. Let me tell you, being an alumni of UCT is going to open doors for you. Well, talk to us in 6 months, and you'll tell us how many doors it opened. But this day marks a wonderful milestone, not only in your lives, but also in the life of the university. Because what's going to happen from here, whatever success you earn, we will be associated with it, because they'll always say he's a graduate of UCT. Good or bad is going to be associated with us. So from now on, you are in the UCT WhatsApp group. Your success is ours, but your mess up is our mess up too. So as you walk out of this hall with your degree, let me remind you that you will experience uncertainties, risks, dangers, opportunities in the future. But I want you to consider all of them, good and bad, simply as the raw materials out of which you will fashion your own new worlds. You do not need to be confident about what events might bring, but you do need to be confident in your own capacity to master events and to respond to them with grace and with intelligence, whatever events might occur. During your study here at UCT, we have endeavored to nourish your faith in yourself. We may not have always been perfect in doing that, but with our imperfections, we have tended to your knowledge and your vision. We have striven to give you opportunities to experience yourselves as capable and effective human beings. So go out there and take up the challenge to become leaders in your chosen fields. But let me tell you, it will not be easy, because this constantly changing world of ours is not easy. So you will no doubt face insoluble problems. But it is the wish of all of us here on stage that you may encounter the unimaginable adventures that lie before you with enthusiasm and intelligence, with unfailing self-respect, with moral courage, with the same pleasure and delight that you have displayed during your time studying here at UCT. I wish all of you the strength, the faith, and the courage to succeed in everything you do. So go out there, be free, and achieve it. After all, you're a UCT graduate. Congratulations.
It has been an amazing and exhilarating 2 days, actually. We started yesterday morning with the robing of the new Vice Chancellor, Professor Pakeng, and here we are, culminating the 6th graduation on the summer season of graduations of UCT, 7,000 and more graduates in a year. Congratulations to all of us. Thank you to you. Thank you for trusting us with your education. Make us proud, because we are very, very proud of you. I will request the congregation to remain standing until the procession leaves the hall. I would like to invite the graduates and their families to the function that the university offers in the Leslie Building. Please join the procession as we leave the hall and proceed to the bottom of the steps as far as University Avenue. Now the Vice Chancellor will dissolve the congregation. Please stand up.
By virtue of the authority conferred upon me, I hereby dissolve this congregation of the University of Cape Town.